Welcome to the Crypto Project. I'm Leonard. We're so excited that you're here.
And I am Hans, and that was bumping.
That was amazing. Hans threw this thing together, and I just say we listen to it one more time. That's beautiful. If you like crypto or you're crypto curious, you've come to the right place. We just want to start the top of the show with saying, man, we're so grateful for you guys. We've skyrocketed up to 100 subs, 112 to be official.
I mean, the amount of support we're getting from all of you guys as a community is awesome. This is really just a passion project for us at this point. We're really passionate about making crypto content, and we like sharing it with you guys, and that's really cool. I wouldn't have thought we would have got there, and especially somewhat quickly too.
Yeah, we're just super grateful. We're on a journey, and we're just so pleased, really thankful that you guys are coming along with us. We believe that we're going to see some financial freedom, not only for us, but for all of us. We all want to go together, and we're super stoked about where we're headed. So we go ahead.
I was just going to say, look at some of those bubbles.
Yeah, I was just going to say Bubble City today.
We got some big boys out there. I think we're going to just see more and more bubbles this size as this bull run continues. You're going to see these just crazy pumps, like 100x, I wish, 100% pumps over the course of 7 days. You're just going to see some massive gains.
Yeah, we're nearly at 200% with RACA. What's RACA all about?
Yeah, I tried to look into this one a little bit. It's pretty hard to find some information. Essentially, this is a metaverse play. RACA is the token for Radio Caca.
So you to say,
pretty catchy name. They have announced this metaverse, and they're starting to basically put out these land NFTs. And so they have a big drop coming on November 17th. And I think a parcel of land in their metaverse just sold for like nearly $1 million.
Wow.
So RACA is basically what AXS or Axie is to Axie Infinity. So It's kind of their token for that metaverse. Whereas now RACA is at like a $2 billion market cap, whereas Axie's like 9.4. So it's like 20% the size. So just to put it into perspective, that is an insane pump, but seems like it's really getting some traction.
Yeah, amazing. Well, LRC, Loop Ring coin, layer 2 Ethereum scaling solution, really just they've done a couple things this week to help them pump. There's this leaked partnership with GameStop for a NFT marketplace, which is going to blow up, and really it's a reaction to just the high prices of gas in the Ethereum ecosystem. So in 7 days, they've gone from 1.3 all the way up to like 360 was kind of the top, and they've settled out somewhere around 313 right now. But really kind of a layer 2 scaling solution, just building infrastructure, really the future of finance. So kind of a reaction to Ethereum's high gas prices.
Yeah. And then we have IOTX down there in the bottom left. I tried to figure out how to say that like phonetically. IOTX. I don't know. But it's worth a shot. But IOTX is the blockchain infrastructure for the Internet of Things. I was doing a little bit of digging because obviously I saw a pump. I was curious what did that. The Internet of Things is fascinating. It's basically like all the machines and items that are all connected through the internet. It's anything that's like doesn't require human interaction to just kind of be connected as one big ecosystem. And so they have teased a November 17th announcement. So coming up here in a few days for the announcement of MachineFi. So this is like Terminator meets blockchain.
Huh.
And so they're really focused on how do they connect the metaverse to a new machine economy, and how do you really scale machine learning and things like that. They also announced some partnerships with Travala for using IOTX for payments. That's pretty cool. They also announced a partnership with Now Payments which is basically a site that allows businesses to accept crypto payments. So IOTX is now supported on that. And then another announcement they made is they got a Chainlink grant for one of the projects in their ecosystem to integrate link oracles to their mainnet. So that'll just open up a ton of possibilities for them to build dApps on their network.
Wow, that's amazing. We've got Alitas, or ALT is the token for Alitas, and they've just been pumping. I mean, 2x the last week. They've had spikes to 3 to 4x, running somewhere around $34 right now. But they've got a few things going for them. Just this high transaction rate, 300 transactions per section. Just kind of, they have a new kind of innovative technology network, kind of the structure to run on, real similar to same kind of structures like HBAR and Phantom run on. They've got huge community backing behind them, and really high levels of security and privacy. So really kind of a network structure to build upon. Just really seems like they're doing a lot of things right, and really one of those coins that I think has a ton of meat on the bone. And just the fact that they're making these 2 to 4x jumps in the midst of a week, there's a lot to be seen there. But pretty incredible,
Yeah, definitely super interesting.
Let's just jump into total market cap, just kind of review for the week. I mean, we're up to 2.849, just tickling that $3 trillion mark. It's kind of been almost like a resistance here for the last week or so, and
yeah,
maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah, it feels like the money's just kind of shifting around, and like who's in is in right now. I don't know. For some reason, I have a funny feeling that I think the bull run is in full effect. I just feel like we have a little bit of a nasty correction. We had that one little dump when I think it was when Evergrande kind of defaulted on that one interest payment, and it had a real nasty downward wick. But I feel like we need one more correction before we really go into that parabolic phase, or maybe it'll come after another little trend up. I don't know. I'm a little bit anxious.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to pump through the end of the month. I think maybe beginning of December, we're going to see some kind of a correction. It's it's hard to truly know because anything could happen. Elon Musk could text or tweet something and changes everything. So,
well, and if I knew the future, I love you, but I wouldn't be here with you. I'd probably be on a beach somewhere having a mojito. So,
or a margarita. So we've got total market cap. Bitcoin just hanging out there at 43.55. It's been kind of going sideways here for a while, a couple dips. And likewise, I mean, we saw maybe a week ago, Ethereum was a little bit less, starting to kind of charge uphill. I wouldn't say charge, but meander would be a better. So they're up at 19.5.
A leisurely stroll.
Yeah, nothing major is happening here, but we're starting to move a little bit, take up some ground, which blows my mind because I tried to make a transaction using Ethereum network this week, and I just said no. I'm like, I'm not paying that much gas. I'm not.
You can have it. I'm out. I've pretty much written off Ethereum in terms of Uniswap and things like that. I'm not willing to pay it. It's not happening.
It ain't gonna happen. So let's jump into the news. We've got FLOKI, and we're kind of FLOKI fanboys. Vikings, put them up. FLOKI's made a deal with the Real Estate Empire Group, and essentially what they've done is made it possible for you to buy real estate or rent property in Miami with FLOKI. I mean, it's crazy. FLOKI is making some big moves, and what I love about Miami is just they're put a stake in the ground, and they're saying we're We're going to pay our mayor in Bitcoin. We're going to do all kinds of things in Miami. And Miami has just become this hot point. I know New York is like raising their hands saying we want to play too, but really Miami has really begun to take some ground. And FLOKI, just this coming week, I'm going to do just a quick update on FLOKI, because they've been making so many partnerships, so many big moves, so many ambassadors coming on board. I've been watching the charts, and FLOKI in the next day to 3 days is going to make a big move to the upside. So I would, if you're thinking about getting in, now is a great time.
I would totally agree. That chart looks coiled beyond belief. It looks like it's ready to just absolutely explode.
Yeah, it's gonna go.
Yeah. Speaking of explosions, Chiliz, absolute rip it did. And this is really coming on the heels of a announcement for a token that's built on Chiliz. And they're launched live in-game NFTs. So the first one ever that I know of was for AC Milan versus AS Roma match. And essentially what happens is you have Chiliz, and then on top of Chiliz, you have these like fan tokens, I guess. Like AC Milan has their own token.
Yep.
And so if you're a fan of them, you can get AC Milan tokens. And if you have a certain number of them and you predict the score correctly, you get eligible to win an NFT from like a highlight from the match that you're watching. So super exciting. This is just the tip of the iceberg on how this is developing for how sports are going to start combining engagement and monetization for fans. It's going to be an absolute game changer. Chiliz is on fire. They have like 180 plus sports partnerships right now.
Yeah,
they're just growing.
Are on fire.
They got UEFA, NBA, esports orgs, UFC. I mean, you name it, somebody's partnering. I think the Patriots just announced a partnership with them, maybe.
Yeah.
So their focus is totally on leading a new fan ecosystem, and I think that's starting to get reflected in the price. I mean, sports is massive.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're creating gamification and integrating NFTs into the fan base of all these sport teams. And I think it just makes it more fun. It makes it more engaging. And obviously, it's great if you own Chiliz tokens.
Yeah, I know. You put me on Chiliz a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I would tip you if I'm not going to tip you.
All right.
I'm not gonna do
Let's
that.
be honest. We got the VanEx spot Bitcoin ETF rejected by the SEC this week. Again, I think this is more. I mean, the reality is the government doesn't want us to be financially free. They like to spread FUD, and this is just one of those little FUD trucks that comes around. And the SEC has denied fund manager VanEx proposal for a spot ETF, according to a disclosure published on Friday. The agency made its ruling 2 days before the agency's 240-day review period was set to expire. So they kind of push it out another couple months, and they're going to come back around again. A lot to this article, and again, we always post these articles in the description down below, but the SEC continues to have concerns about fraud related to the cryptocurrency that are unlikely to be alleviated in the near future. This is coming from the SEC, and I don't have a forecast to when that will change. And so they're kind of putting the narrative out that Bitcoin isn't safe. Bitcoin can't be relied on. We can't control all the pieces, so we're not going to let you play. We'll let you do the future ETFs, but that's all you're going to get. And I guess this is just part of the narrative that we're gonna deal with in the coming days, years, decades.
Trust me, Leonard. The government needs to protect us from those 300% gains over the last year. How the atrocity that the public might be exposed to that.
I agree. Thank you.
All right, we're getting back to our boy Francisco Suarez. I feel like we're starting to become like Miamians. I don't even know if that's the right word for
Let's
it.
move there.
Let's just go. Miami continuing to try and push really the boundaries of crypto and how it relates to government and cities. So they kind of made this announcement that they are going to look into. This article makes it sound like it's a done deal. It didn't seem that way to me when I was looking into the statements. But they want to take. So the city makes money from Miami Coin, which is a crypto that basically you can get to help support the city of Miami. You can also make money off it, which is great. And they've made $21 million so far on this. So
Crazy.
I think eventually they are looking at this as a way to replace their tax revenue,
Yeah,
or a way to
at
at
some
least,
level.
whether it's all of it or a portion of it, and help pass that back to its citizens. And so they want to take a portion of this $21 million and they want to give all of their residents Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. So super, super awesome. I think if we need cities like Miami to really push it to the edge to try and see what might be possible, because it can be run so much more efficiently, and cities and governments can leverage crypto to really to benefit us as citizens.
Absolutely. I mean, I love how Miami's put a stake in the ground and said we're going to be part of the future. We're not hanging in the background. NFTs could be as big or bigger than all crypto on Coinbase, the CEO says. Listen to the statistic. 10 times as many people have signed up for Coinbase upcoming NFT platform than OpenSea saw in total over the past 30 days.
Oh my
Something
gosh.
like I think it's 2.5 million, maybe it's either 1.5 or 2. Yeah, it's up to 1.5, no, 2.5 million. There it is. 2.5 million people have said, I want to be part of this new market that's going to be coming out, and I'm on that list, hoping to participate. And it's actually a little bit different than just your standard NFT marketplace. They've I mean, just Coinbase, $1.2 billion revenue Q3, uh, down from last year significantly, but the market was hurting Q3, and yet they only made $1.2 billion.
That's
They're
wild.
expecting that their revenue is just going to explode once this new, and they're calling it a social media like experience. And so you're going to have kind of these different ways to interact with other people. They're going to let people be exposed to NFTs, but also kind of put out their own FTs. Uh, the the bottom line is NFTs are here to stay. Um, there's a huge line of people trying to get at this. 2.5 million people.
Yeah,
I
it's
Go ahead.
crazy. NFTs is, I don't disagree that it can be bigger than crypto, because crypto is hard to understand on a text standpoint. Like, I was talking to my mother-in-law today, and she's trying to understand crypto. She's like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. And I give her an analogy, and she starts to get it a little bit. But NFTs is for the generation that's coming up. It doesn't take a technological understanding. It's like skins in video games. Like, there's Counter Strike, which is a very popular video game where skins are worth insane amount of dollars. It's the same kind of thing,
Yep.
and that application could be massive.
Yeah, there is so much going on with the NFT world, and they're absolutely here to stay. Um, I would even throw this out there. Coinbase is a publicly traded company. Their stock, particularly in the last maybe month, has been pumping. Their IPO came out, and I think they came out at like 350. They're at 370, 380 at this point. They took a big hit for a long time, but maybe you start looking at that as being one of your plays.
Yeah, the NFT market is definitely in a bear market right now. I would know, as I have personally invested in that market at the tippity top. So I'm feeling the pain over here, but it's a great time to buy if you got some ETH you want to put in there.
Yeah, I was looking at a few of the marketplaces today. but I love my ETH. It's become my friend, and I don't want to put it into.
Yeah. In all seriousness, you guys be very careful if you get into NFTs. It takes a lot of experience, and you're going to get burned a lot of times to really understand, especially at the entry level, what projects are actually going to get some momentum and stick around, and you're actually going to get value out of them. I've learned the hard way on a bunch of them. I've poured more ETH than I would like to admit down the drain, aping into some projects. So just be super careful if you guys choose to ape in and get involved. But yes, I totally agree. There's going to be some massive potential there.
Yeah.
All right. Shameless plug time. We did a comprehensive how-to for this Parachain auction process that kicked off last week. So that video went live today. Go check it out. We'll throw a link down in the description. When we can edit this video, we will put it up here. But this is where we stand today. And so I almost feel like I wanted a soundbite of like a horse racing, like they're neck and neck, Akala, Moonbeam, neck and neck going down the stretch. Who's going to win? I mean, these guys are like $1 million separates them. And we're talking $1 million on $1.4 billion invested. So these guys could not be closer for winning the very first auction slot on Polkadot. Both of these projects are definitely going to get slots. Whichever one doesn't win this one is going to win auction 2, guaranteed. But this is going to be a historic achievement. They're going to get on there. So we'll see who comes out on top right now. Akala's on top. Moonbeam, though, is right on their heels.
Here it comes. So the take it and run. Why don't you start with your
so
auction?
Auction number 1 for DOT ends November 18th. So if you guys are wanting to participate in that, in Akala or Moonbeam, depending on which one wins, once again, watch the video, but maybe someone has already won. We just don't know it yet. You guys need to get in and pledge and back one of these projects, because once the first round is done and a winner's announced, you're not going to be able to retroactively get involved. So if Moonbeam or Akala is one of the ones you guys want to support, I would recommend you do so in round 1 to make sure you get those rewards. Make sure you get those tokens coming back to you. Reminder, it will lock up your DOT for 2 years, but that ends the 18th.
Crypto's here to stay. I would suggest FLOKI's getting ready to make another pump. And when it pumps hard. It pumps like, I don't know, X's, lots of X's. We've got a video coming out tomorrow, Proppy, which is a real estate video. And what I'm suggesting is one, you should watch this video coming out tomorrow. It's really real estate and blockchain had a baby, and Proppy comes out. FLOKI, we've seen so much come out of this little project that can, and what it does, it keeps getting adoption. Its utility continues to grow. They've got a metaverse coming. Valhalla will be here any moment, and really, I would take a good hard look at this if you're interested in investing. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, etc. But really important to take a look at FLOKI in the next couple days, because the next leg is coming soon.
Is FLOKI like if Elon Musk had a baby with Dogecoin?
Something like that.
Something. And I would also like to put forth a motion. I would propose that whoever introduces this slide in the future, mandatory pirate accent when we say take it and run. Just throwing it out there.
So this is our helpful resource of the week, and honestly, most of you, if you've been around crypto at all, you probably have seen CoinMarketCap. But if you're new to this space, this is such an amazing tool. Let's just, you got this search bar. So if anything that is out there that you need to know about, you can type in. So I type in FLOKI, and you click on FLOKI Inu, And right away, look at it. The chart it's just been going sideways forever. I think it's going up here somewhere, but it'll give you the 1 day, it'll give you the 7 day, it'll give you the month, the year to date, so much data. Market, you click on market, and right away you can say, where can I buy this? Not long ago, there was only 1 or 2 things here. Now there's just endless places where you can buy it. And you can run across these charts, historical data, holders. It gives you kind of proportionate who's holding, wallets that you can use, news, their social media, the ratings, analysis, and price estimates. This is a new function on CoinMarketCap that's just come out. You can learn so much about an individual project. Up here, they have their white paper. Here's their website. I love all that. I mean, this is just a great place to kind of introduce yourself to projects, the beginning of research, but it really is a great place to start. A couple other things I want to point out. Up here on the button, I mean, there's a lot that we're not going to touch. There's this whole NFT world that we're not going to touch, but it kind of gives you the best collections, the statistics. But if you click up here on cryptocurrencies and just click ranking, this will give you the top 100, and you can go beyond that, obviously, but you can start to look at kind of what and where the coins maybe you're looking at, where they rank, what their market cap, their volume, their circulating supply, kind of the last 7 days. This gives you a lot of information. Another thing that I really like to do is under cryptocurrencies, you go down here to gainers and losers. Top gainers, I mean, I think 18,000% on Husky YX. You could have been just crushing it with that. Some of the things you want to look at is the volume. So there's $700,000 being put into this project in a day. If you compare that to like Bitcoin.
Friday. Gonna give the news on Friday. Everybody's looking forward.
Whoa.
All right.
And they talk about Friday on this channel. So again, gainers and losers, but there's a lot that you can find on this page. But as far as just an introductory resource, there is so much to be found here.
Yeah. And another helpful tip, you can sort this by like ecosystem. If you go to like the main page, if you click cryptocurrencies at the top, you can then if you click that just at the main page, and then right there, kind of at the right above Bitcoin, there's a bunch of categories. Like you can click Solana. Off to the right a little bit. This is obviously not ideal to verbally try and tell you how to do this, Leonard, but down a little bit where it says watch list portfolio, go to the right. There's a Solana or NFT or different categories there. But when you click an ecosystem, you can see all the projects that are in that ecosystem. So when AVAX is pumping, you can then go into the AVAX or Avalanche ecosystem and you can see, okay, what are the projects under that doing? And that can be a really good indicator of what are the quality projects in that ecosystem.
Yeah, super helpful utility, all kinds of things that you can find on this one page. And if you don't know about it, you don't know about it. But if you do, then you're happy.
Yep. And then the last one I'll say on this one is the calendars. At the top, you can go there and you can go to like events calendars or free airdrops, a bunch of different filters here. This is something you guys can just comb through, see what's coming up for the week, see what you might be interested in researching, what you might want to try and get into, all sorts of stuff like that. That's how I found out about the boba airdrop we talked about last week. So just another little bit of alpha there.
Yeah, there's so much, and there's no way that any human can possibly collate all the data coming out. But sites like this really make it easier for us to try to navigate some of this.
Yep.
This is a stunning slide.
Okay, well, normally we're a family-friendly show, but if you have children in the room, please avert their eyes. This is a horrible site. We, for the first time in the crypto project history, have both picked a negative returner, and it is ugly, but less so for Leonard over there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I still believe in Proppy, and it's turned the corner. It's coming back, but again, it's ugly day, ugly week, just
Yeah,
wrong week.
wrong week. But like you said, these are both great projects. So Proppy, Popsicle Finance, both of these are going to have a lot of room to run. Popsicle Finance, once again, is in that spell abracadabra money ecosystem. It's all tied into that with Wonderland. So that had a massive pump. All of the things that are involved in that little system there have gone just absolutely parabolic over the last few weeks, months.
Yeah.
So this is just really a cool off. So nothing to worry about too much here. I do own ICE. I'm holding it. I'm not selling it. I'm not worried about this price reduction. But yeah, a pretty ugly week to say the least.
Yeah, I've got a whole big bag of Proppy, and super excited for it. I got in under 25 cents, so I'm relatively happy. This little
Okay.
adjustment isn't a big deal,
Let's
but
go.
I'm hoping it's going to go somewhere around $12-15 in this cycle. So I'm super stoked. Rainmaking gems of the week, being the lesser loser. Is that
I
how
think that's fair.
I would say that? Because it's not pretty. But this week, a lot of good projects. But I'm gonna go with Immutable X. The ticker is IMX. It's really the first layer 2 for NFTs on Ethereum. We're just over a week that they've kind of gotten out of the gate. They have 0 gas fees. Okay, NFT layer 2 solution on Ethereum, 0 gas fees.
I love
Instant
that.
trades, carbon neutral if that's important to you. NFTs for marketplaces, games, applications without compromise. It's scalable. And just listen, they've got partnerships with TikTok. Have you heard of TikTok? Gary V tweeted out, if you're going to be in NFTs, you need to be in IMX or Immutable X. VV Ecomi are migrating their entire ecosystem over to IMX. What? They just announced an ESL, which is a gaming partnership that they're also bringing onto the IMX. And there's so many things that are coming out of this project. I am certain this is going to be a massive home run. This is something you really want to do some research on and decide whether you're in these and Hans is going to jump in, but I just want to say these rainmaking gems of the week, we spent some time and energy and some research, and the things we pick. Obviously, this week isn't a great example, but I would run it out over a month or two, and you'll see the difference. But these projects are amazing, and I would really do some research on IMX Immutable X.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the well here. I'm going to go with Polkadot. Auctions have kicked off.
Come on, it's of course they're going to crush it.
Down 10% the last week. I just don't see how the price continues to go much lower. I just don't understand, unless like people look at the offerings and are like, I don't want to lock up my dot, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. I just don't really see where people are going to be selling. I gotta feel like after the first week of the auctions, people are going to start to hear about it. There's 5 more auctions coming in batch 1, or 4 more coming in batch 1, and people are going to want to get it. And I think with the auction ending the 18th, there might be some last minute buys to try and get Akala or Moonbeam over the hump and get them to that first place. So I'm going to go with DOT. So DOT is at 4702. And Immutable is at 587. So that's where we're going to lock it in. I just don't really see how it feels like DOT's at a low. I don't see it going much lower than this. I could be wrong, totally off, but I just don't really see.
I would put money in DOT going up this week.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, what do we got coming soon? So Leonard's already kind of teased the Propy deep dive, or is it Propy?
They call it Pro, but the CEO pronounces it Proppy. So
Okay,
we'll go with Proppy.
Is he English by chance? Like Propy? I don't know. Feels like it.
I think Ukrainian, if that's how you say that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. We're gonna be doing a Polkadot Parachain pick. What we think are those auction gems. So this first one will be out of the way. These are the home run, definitely going to win just based on the backing. But there's definitely going to be some auction gems that are going to be a little bit hidden, that are win spots that we think have a lot of value. So Leonard and I are going to put our heads together and bring you guys that video. Once again, just manifesting this, kind of just putting it out there. We hit 100 subs. We're so thankful for that. But really our goal right now, that next leg, is we're trying to hit 15,000 subs by January. So if you guys are enjoying the content and you guys want to try and help out the channel, it would mean the world to us to, one, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, like the video, but then also just share it. If you guys, whatever your favorite video is, if you want to drop a link on your Twitter or share it around with your friends and family, that would just mean so much to us. That would be the easiest way to help us out for sure. Crypto 101, we're going to be doing a series on the basics of crypto. So if you're new, there's going to be a ton of new people coming into the space over the next few months. This is going to be the series for you guys. We're going to walk you through the A, B's, and C's of crypto, so you guys have a solid foundation. And then Leonard has been cooking up something special in the kitchen. I can smell it over here. It smells delicious. A Phantom deep dive is coming. It's going to be nice. And Phantom is another one of those projects that's super exciting, has gotten so much traction. So you guys don't want to miss what we have coming. Make sure you guys turn on those notifications.